What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday. Today we're going to talk about the Scarlet and Violet era, the booster boxes. We're also going to talk a little bit about one of my new investments I'm going into. Not new in the sense that I don't have any of it, but it's a position that I'm trying to grow over the next couple months. And also, before we get into that, I do just want to discuss this Mega Charizard X EX. I don't know if this is a legit card or not. I don't think it's been confirmed yet. If it's been debunked as well, you guys can let me know in the comments. But if this is a real card, and it looks like a real card in my opinion, this is going to be a very, very expensive card. I think this would more than likely be part of Phantasmal Flames, which comes out in November. I saw, what was it, VTR Gaming in Canada. They put up pre-orders yesterday, 300 Canadian for one box. So that's like, what, 230, something like that. USD, maybe 220. But it's going to be a very good set. If this is a legit card, if we also have a Mega Gengar EX in that set, it's going to be crazy, very expensive, could even be a larger set than what Destined Rivals is right now. Destined Rivals is actually starting to rebound again, back into, the 315-ish range, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll start with Scarlet and Violet base. This is up to $220 now, slowly moving up. Almost all of the Esfera booster boxes were up on TCG Player this week, except for, I think, Surging Sparks, which was down a couple dollars. Same deal as always, SC Base, not a ton out there. Sell-through rate was pretty low this week compared to some of the other weeks, but still doing its thing, trucking along. Paldea Evolved, same sort of deal. We saw a little bit of a dip down here to around 340, 345. We're now back up to around $360. On TCG Player, the most recent sale from today is $380. So we might see $400 sales on this box again soon. When it comes to supply, I think Hobbiesville still has like 100 boxes up on eBay. So I still don't think that Paldea Evolve is going to go crazy anytime soon, unless Hobbiesville and some of these other sellers start to pull their boxes back again and just wait for another price increase, which again, they could definitely do. Obsidian Flames, this was the only box on the list this week that was sub 15 days of inventory remaining. It was in this position maybe about a month ago. And again, that's determined by how many boxes are listed and sell-through rate. The sell-through rate for Obsidian Flames was definitely back up this week. I think it was between 5 and 6 boxes by it now every single day. And this is back to $250 on TCG Player. So maybe this box hits, $300 by the end of the year. It's looking like it still could be a possibility. Now, before we go any further and talk about Paradox Rift onwards, I just want to jump in here and give a shout out to today's video sponsor, the Shiny app. Guys, whether you're investing in Pokemon, you're collecting Pokemon, it's important to know you have at all times. That's where Shiny comes in. It's a mobile app where you can track your investments, whether it's sealed products, singles, or slabs. In Pokemon specifically, they cover English, Japanese, and simplified Chinese, but they also cover other games like One Piece, Disney Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic, Sorcery, and now Gundam. I love the user experience of their app. I think it's better than their competition. Also, I like that they're trying to update their data as frequently as possible, updating twice a day from TCG Player, eBay, Price Chart, and Card Market. If you join the Discord as well, they have a recommendation section where they're actively taking feedback for their platform to make it better. And the best part about this all is that it's free. So I'll leave links to the Google Play and App Store in the description and pin comment down below. And thank you to Shiny for sponsoring the video. Now, Paradox Rift, it's around $215. I think when I clocked it earlier around like 2 a.m. this morning, it was $213 or $214, something like that. This might actually be the cheapest booster box currently, considering Battle Styles has gone on a little bit of a jump with the other alt art sets from Sword and Shield era. This may be the cheapest box now that we have Paradox Rift. Temporal Forces, this is around $230. I kind of want to lump these two together right now just because I've always viewed these as fairly similar. I know they're part of different blocks. Paradox Rift is going to be rotating out earlier. I just think it's funny though that for the longest time, people talked about Temporal Forces being short printed, there being potentially less out there, but when we look at the market over the past, say, like few months, there's always been more Temporal Forces than Paradox Rift for the most part. And some stores like Hobbiesville, they have a lot of boxes still. Temporal Forces is actually like one of the cheapest boxes you can find in Canada, even though if you look at TCG Player, it's like what, 5-6% more than Paradox Rift at this point. I still have a couple cases of each of these, and I think they're pretty solid investments. So although I don't think they're going to be the best of the era, if you guys don't have a huge budget, you don't have $600 or $800 now for Lost Origin or Fusion Strike. These could be some decent entry level boxes. And also, I think just in, maybe the next 12 months, we are going to start to see these move towards $300, maybe even higher than that. I mean, these sets are getting older every single day, right? These aren't brand new sets from 2024 or late 2023 in the case of Paradox. Like they're getting to about 2 years of age, if not older. So Twilight Masquerade next up. This is a little bit newer of a set. With that said, though, it still has been out over a year, and this box is back up to $280. We were kind of at that point, $285. We dropped back down to around $270. Now we're back at $280 on eBay. Some of the big sellers that had a lot of boxes have actually pulled their boxes back. I think there was only like 60 or 70 boxes listed below 20% leg up. So not a ton right now, but I do think there is more out there. But with that said, I do think unless some new sellers start to list boxes, this could jump up to around $300 here fairly quickly. Stellar Crown, this is a box that, again, doesn't have a ton of supply out there, but the sell-through rate has always been kind of meh on this. I mean, I kind of equate it to like Astral Radiance from the Sword and Shield era. Not the best set, not terrible, but just compared to a lot of the other boxes, there aren't as many seemingly out there, even though the sell-through rate is a lot worse. Surging Sparks, and this is kind of where we get into my new investment, something that I want to add a little bit more of, is Surging Sparks over the next couple of months. I think we're at the point now, surging around 235. I mean, Stellar's basically at the same price. Obsidian Flames is at 250. Paldea evolves all the way up at like $360, $370. Temporal Forces is 230. So the fact that Surging Sparks at this point is in the same range as a lot of these other sets, I just think it's time to start adding a little bit more surging, especially considering this box is about a year old now. I mean, it's not going to be out of rotation anytime soon, but I'm happy to start adding a little bit more surging to my position. I've been buying a lot of 151 lately, a lot of Prismatic Evolutions, but I think it's at the point where I'm going to add a little bit more surging, kind of focus on that until maybe like October, November. And again, like the card prices are coming down. We know the Costco bundle's coming. A lot of those have actually started selling on eBay. I'm not sure if it's like pre-orders or people have actually already got those, but the card prices are coming down. The Pikachu's around 260. Latias is still 165. And I mean, for the amount of reprints these sets have gotten over the past 6 to 8 months, these two cards at least, even the Milotic around $88 still, these cards have held up fairly well. This Pikachu gold card, which I think is probably one of the better gold cards we've gotten over the past couple of years, still over $50. Hydreigon around 43. You have Lissia in there, so it's not a terrible set. It's not like an S tier set, but it's going to be fairly decent long term. Journey Together enhanced boosters. These are up to around $225 on TCG Player, and there's a lot less supply of this than about a month ago when we look. Same thing with Surging Sparks. I kind of forgot to mention this. About a month ago with Surging, there was maybe like 520 boxes listed below like 290 on eBay. This last update, there was like 200 and something below 282. So there's definitely a lot less Surging Sparks out there. Same thing with Journey Together, and even Destined Rivals at this point, back up to around $315. Last week, there was like 450 boxes below 368. This week, there was sub 400 boxes below 375. So week over week, there is less Destined Rivals on the website, even though the price is continuing to move up. But that is going to be your Scarlet and Violet update for the week. And again, I am going to be buying a little bit more Surging. And then also, if you guys know any information on this card, if this does get confirmed to be legit or a fake, definitely feel free to leave a comment down below. If it is real though, I'm super bullish on Phantasmal Flames already. I don't think it's going to matter what else is in there, but especially if we also get a really solid Gengar, Mega Gengar, I think that set is going to be primed to be on Destined Rivals levels. Also, if you guys are shopping on eBay, TCG Player, Hobbiesville, I have affiliate links down below as always. They're free and easy to use. I get a small kickback, so it's a great way to support me continuing to make these free videos for you guys. With all that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.